Yo, the fire! Oh my God! Luckily we got the fire lieutenant here, Paul Rodriguez.
How's it going, boys? I heard there was a fire in Lakewood, so I had to put it out, bro. So I made sure to bring in the Rescue Ace deck, man. New meta. Thank you, sis. Thank you. I know this deck is fire, bro. I know it's fire as hell.
All right, man. So let's get into this. I mean, we gotta get into it before everything burns, bro. I mean,
Of course. So before the sleeves, man.
Yeah,
Keep on constantly changing them. All right, so let's start off with the main deck, man. Now, obviously, we had the starters, and what I like to call, the good cards. The good cards, as in the main deck cards, the main deck monsters. So there's Hydrant. This is a Searcher deck, really good. Airlifter. Airlifter is actually the best main deck monster in my opinion, in the sense it's your one card combo. And then Impulse is a close second, as it's the hand trap that lets you play turn 0. And then we got the big boys. We got Preventer. This is the Book of Moon. Turbulence. This is a set 4. We play 2 of each. Just because the ratios, it feels nice. You don't want to draw them too many times, but at the same time you want them for the recursion to at least have 2 copies. And then we got the 2 special summon boys. We got Fire Attacker and Fire Engine. This is mainly what you're going to be summoning off of Impulse a lot of the time, because Impulse, you want to chain it to an effect that will trigger either of these. This triggers on special summon, this triggers on essentially a search. This draws you 2 cards, discard 1, this special summons basically any of the small boys from your deck. So that's really just the main deck, that's just the really good monsters of it, and everything else is just out of engine except for the spells and traps. So let's just move on. Let's go into the rest of the deck. We got Drone Walkbird here. Best hand trap, really overperformed at the regional. Ash Blossom, it's just a constant. So these are the only 2 hand traps I play other than Impulse. Drone Walk, just really good against the meta. Ash Blossom is also just a generic hits against both the meta and non-meta stuff. And really, that's all the monsters in the deck. And then we go ahead. We got 3 emergency, 1 rescue, 1 alert, 1 of the field spell, and 1 of each of the trap.
How many times did you rescue your opponent's monsters?
Oh, all the time, bro. You already know. Hell yeah. So, Emergency is the newest card that came out. It's the E-Telly of the deck. It's really what brought the deck all together and lets it be playable. Rescue, that's the Monster Reborn. Allure is a search if you control Hydrant. The field spell is actually really important. Some people don't play it. I really like it just because it lets you get into that grind game of the situation where you go ahead and you set 4 every turn. And this is extinguishes the pop, contain is the negate. So both of these are just really good cards. You really want to be setting them every turn, accruing advantage, just making sure that your opponent can't really play through it. It's really hard once you get all of this going for them to try to make a fire, if you know what I'm saying. All right.
Right.
So next things I got is what I like to call the library. You got to play the 6 books this format. Book of Eclipse, Book of Moon. Book of Eclipse is really good for trying to break down the Cashier board since they don't really have any protection. And Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse both help you protect against hand traps such as Valor, Imperm, that such. This actually came up in a game where I summon Airlifter, they tried Imperming, I go Book of Moon, they chain the Punk trap that's like an Imperm, and then I chain Book of Eclipse. Just so Airlifter resolved that. At that point, I just took over the game from there. And then the rest of the non-engine, which is Called by the Grave, Rhoda, and 3 Pot of Prosperity. So Called by the Grave, you need protection from the hand traps. This deck is susceptible at certain points, but it can play through it, but you do want the extra protection. Rhoda helps you find Airlifter or Impulse, depending on what you need, and Pot of Prosperity is just really good for consistency. However, it really makes you weak to, these 4 cards really make you weak to Droll, but other than that, you kind of need to play them just for consistency basis. But that's the main deck right there. Let's get into the extra deck. For the extra deck,
all you kids at home, use protection.
Of course. You got double sleeve.
Yep.
So I want to start off with the extra deck by explaining what I like to call the Firewall package. This package is really nice. I actually got this from a video. I believe it was the Goo Gaming YouTube channel. If not, Lars will put the link in the YouTube channel. I'll send it to him. But essentially, this package lets you play a much smaller Firewall package where it's it's 1 card off of Airlifter gets you into Firewall, right? And the combo is Airlifter, search Emergency, special summon Hydrant, tribute Airlifter, then you search Turbulence off of Hydrant, special summon Turbulence. You go ahead, because you have a Hydrant and you set 4, you're able to add Alert. Alert goes ahead, activates, searches Preventer, and then Preventer just basically gives you access to all of this. You link off, you link off your Hydrant, go into Karibo. Then you special summon Preventer. Preventer, you go ahead and link off both your Turbulence and your Preventer. Go into Binary, special summon back the Hydrant, link these two off. Go into Crystal Heart. Preventer is, you already have the Hydrant on the field, so you go Crystal Heart, special summon back Binary, tribute the Hydrant to go into Link Karibo, and that's enough material to go into the Firewall. And this Firewall card is crazy in this deck. I really think it overperformed. Not only does it protect you against evenly with this, it lets you play around branded players if they're trying to protect it with branded loss by going Aggregator on their branded loss. And this actually outed an Avermax, funny enough. I swung into it, I swung into an Avermax. My opponent says take 3,000. I had to correct him. I'm like, no, the effect's negated. And he actually ended up taking 5,000 for game. So really, this card just overperformed. I'm so happy with that package. I feel like keeping it. I don't think I would make changes. I've seen some Ibly kind of packages going around. I think this is better in my opinion, since people are playing Link Karibo. Lars, for example, that's why he's a good player. That's why he's a world-class player. And of course, if he's playing it, then all the good players are playing it, and you got to play around the good players. Then for the rest of the extra deck, we got the Link 2s, which is Sunlight Wolf, Masquerena, Unicorn, Trisbania, Heat Soul, and for the Link 4s, we got Avermax, Zeroboros, Access Code, and Appaloosa.
How'd you like that card?
This card was amazing. It actually won me a game by burning for exactly 500 after battle phase. After my opponent had one set card, it must have been a bluff, a Pot of Prosperity. I didn't really know what it was, but all I know is I went Access Code Turbulence. He was exactly at 500, and I went ahead, summoned this, used Preventer, summoned back the Hydrant, and I burned him for 500. He read the card for about 5 seconds, and then he started scooping up his cards. So I'm like, I guess I got that one. And Masquerena is a really good card in this deck. It's just really part of your classic end board. Unicorn, you really needed to play it just for situations where Mirror Jade, because if they out your board, it's really hard to play back into it. Zeroboros, so this card didn't come up because I didn't play Unchained, but I do recommend it. I do just plan on keeping it because I don't feel like you win the Unchained matchup any other way. Sunlight Wolf goes ahead, adds you back, generates advantage. Heat Soul is a draw 2. Access Code and Avermax and Appaloosa are just good Link 4s in this format that really just depends on the situation. I like the flexibility of the deck. So that's about it for the extra deck, and then let's just go into the side real quick.
So you're playing a Link deck?
Essentially. It's Rescue Ace Link, of course. So for the side, we got Nibiru at 2, we got Ghost Bell at 3, Xyz Encore at 2, nice. D-Barrier at 2, the card that should be banned at 3, and evenly matched at 3. So Nibiru and Ghost Bell are both really good cards. I think this format, Nibiru, helps you up against the combo decks. You don't have to play with Dark Ruler. You want your battle phase to kind of just go ahead and conduct that big damage. Ghost Bell, you want it for Labyrinth. Just make sure you have Ash and you have Bell for both Big Welcome and Welcome. Evenly matched, really good for those back row decks, including Labyrinth. In the Mirror of Rescue Ace is really good. Eradicator, this card is really good. Should be banned, but since I can make a dark that's 2,500 or more, well, I guess I play it, right? And it just wins me games, steals me games. Feels kind of cheap, but hey, I gotta keep on playing until they ban it. And then we got D-Barrier, really strong against some decks, especially that Chimera Fusion deck going around. It's really the only way to completely stop it other than draw and lock. And Xyz Encore, this was mainly put in for Pirelli and for Castira. And I didn't draw it on either matchups. I didn't play up against Pirelli, but I did play up against like Castira. I just never drew into it. So I don't know if the $14 for each copy was worth it, but hey, I got it, so I might as well keep on playing it, right? And that's really the deck. I hope you guys test it out. You guys keep on showing support to Lars' channel. Keep on going ahead, and I'm gonna be wearing this hat for every regional that I play Rescue Ace in. And if you guys see me, just hey hi, and make sure to give Lars the support. Shout out to my boys. Shout out to Lars for coming along the trip, for waking me up. Y as well. Shout out to Jesus for the fresh cut. And shout out to Jimmy for showing me that nice little firewall combo that I portrayed to you guys. So I really hope everything goes up, and that's it.
That's awesome profile, man. I just want to personally thank you for saving the city from the fire. Couldn't have done it without you, bro.
Of course. No problem. Anytime. That's why I have a badge.